I've been here a few years ago also speaking about the same concept in different platforms. And we feel the more we speak about it, the more become unsuccessfully or unheard of or a big challenge also to face. And we're still caught into this continual, situation of occupation formula, meaning we still Palestinians are under occupations. So we are really trapped into so-called peace era or toward peace solution, which we never saw. In the midst of the whole difficulties that we are living in as a Palestinian, we don't want to see ourselves as the Aboriginal people in the United States or Canada or even in Australia. We are there. We have the right to stay there. We have the right to have our own country, our independence, our freedoms. So as educators, I was interested in school textbooks. We thought it's easy to indulge ourselves and work and try to investigate how the Palestinian-Israeli school books present or deal with the issue of the conflict and the history. And it's not surprising, to us, but it is findings that neither the Palestinians nor the Israelis are including any information about the other side, their culture, their religion, their tradition, etc. So the textbook is perpetuating the conflict and trying really to increase the conflict more and more. Taking this into the light and with the failure of the peace processes, what could be what we call it people-to-people project, or what we call it sometimes bottom-up approach. Of course, bottom-up approach basically define what can people do together to try to bring the situation in toward a positive end. What should be done, but how is it be done? So what we try is basically to move from one way of teaching historical narrative to multi-perspective. That's why when we invited Palestinian Israeli teachers working with each other, trying really to look and to move. So we meant to introduce both Palestinian and Israeli narratives side by side. We're not trying to balance or evaluate which one is right or wrong. Teachers were trained, we train teachers. The book has been used in some schools and some universities as a teacher training guide, so that's one thing. Though this approach was welcome and appreciated by the United Nations, by the UNESCO, it was not accepted by either the Palestinian nor the Israelis. The other thing is, which is a very important thing, we just launched it and for the last 5 years, it's called Writer Matters. So this project actually gives the children the opportunity to write themselves and to express themselves and to empower themselves. And they wrote about 5 topics: who am I, family issues, and living life, a teenage challenge, and future aspiration and dreams, and also fears. What we found in our study, our project, that children and parents, they don't communicate, they don't express their feeling, they don't share. We invited parents and children to a one-day meeting, and they write to each other stories, and it's become moving toward hopefully successful. Peace education is a long-term process, it's a long-term goal. It doesn't bear fruit so fast. It